Hello, everyone, and welcome to Some Count and Beyond, the Spreadsheet Source, Session 1. Today we will be doing an introduction to spreadsheets and an overview of the Excel screen layout. Before we jump in, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Let's get to it. First, a quick history lesson. The first spreadsheet software for personal computers was called VisiCalc, and it was considered the killer app on the Apple II computer back in 1979. So while the original app was on Apple, Microsoft's Excel, introduced in 1987, has become the leading spreadsheet software, especially in the professional world. While Microsoft Excel is widely used in corporate America, Google Sheets has been making waves since it debuted in 2006 and has become a viable alternative for students and corporations alike. So what is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a computer program that allows you to store, organize, and analyze data. The data in a spreadsheet is stored in a grid consisting of rows and columns. A spreadsheet or group of spreadsheets is contained inside a larger file called a workbook. Now that we have a little background on the history of spreadsheets and what a spreadsheet is, let's open up Excel and walk through the different portions of the screen. We will be going from top to bottom and left to right, and we'll touch on all the major sections of the Excel interface. So first, in the top left, we have what's called the Quick Access Toolbar. And the Quick Access Toolbar allows you to, as you guessed it, quickly access commands that you use frequently. So in my Quick Access Toolbar, I have Home, Save, Undo, Redo, Email, and Print. And then this arrow allows me to customize the Quick Access Toolbar by adding or removing commands. So if I want to add in, let's say for example, delete cells, I would select that, move it over, save, and then I have delete cells here in the Quick Access Toolbar. In the middle of the screen, I have the workbook name, and our workbook right now is just named Book 1, but you can obviously rename it to whatever you'd like. The next section down is known as the ribbon, and there are tabs across the top of the ribbon that can be thought of as groupings of different tools. So for example, on the home portion of the ribbon, we have all sorts of different formatting tools. So your font, your size, alignment, different colors, all that type of information is on the home tab. We're not going to cover all the tabs, but if we jump over to formulas, for example, you have all the different functions and formulas that are available to you within Excel. Next, we have the name box, and this shows you where you are in the worksheet. So every cell in Excel has an address, which is the column letter plus the row number. So as an example, cell A1 is where column A and row number 1 meet. If I jump over to this cell here, I can see that it's cell C3, which is where column C and row 3 meet. Next, we're going to look at the formula bar, and the formula bar is really where all the magic happens in Excel. And the important thing to note with the formula bar is that if the cell has a value in it, the formula bar up here will just show what the value is. If you have a formula, so for example, we'll do sum, the formula bar shows you what the formula is as opposed to the value. So if we throw in 2 and 3, we see that instead of the value 6, we see the formula that we entered into the cell F3. Next, we have what we'll call the Select All box, and if you click that, it just selects all the cells in the worksheet. So next, columns. As I mentioned earlier, all of your columns have letters associated with them, and the letters go from A through XFD. And then if we look at the rows are all numbers, and they go from 1 to 1,048,576. Next, you'll see as we move around the worksheet, there's a green box that moves around, and that's what's known as the active cell border. And so this really just shows you what the active cell is. So in addition to the address, which tells you where you are, anytime you see this active cell border, that's where you are in the worksheet. And in the bottom right of the active cell border is what's known as the fill handle. And the fill handle allows you to drag formulas and values down. So for example, if I put number 4 in cell B4, click the cell and move the active cell border, and then click the fill handle and hold it while dragging down, I can just copy that number 4 down, and if there was a formula in there, I could copy the formula down as well. Next, we have the worksheets and the worksheet names. So in this case, we are in worksheet sheet 1. And so if I click this plus sign, I can add sheets to my workbook. So let's go back to sheet 1, and we're going to go ahead and rename this. So we're going to rename this session 1. And then if we wanted to rename sheet 2, all you have to do is double click, and you can rename it, call it sheet 2 with a space. Moving down a little bit farther, we have what's known as the status bar. So this tells you kind of what's going on in Excel. So in the case of ready, it means that I can enter, edit, and do anything that I need to do. The other statuses in Excel are edit and calculating. Finally, on the right side of the status bar, you will see nothing right now, but if I select a group of cells, you'll see some quick information about the cells. So in this case, I've highlighted cells D3 through D5, and it shows me that the average of those cells is 2, there's 3 cells selected, and the sum of those cells is 6. Then off to the right here, we have different views. So we have a normal view, a page layout view, and then a page break preview. And then here on the farthest right side, we can zoom in or zoom out depending on what we want to see on our worksheet. So to wrap everything up, the key terms from today: a column is a vertical line of cells, a row is a horizontal line of cells, a range is a group of cells, the address is the location of a cell in a spreadsheet, a formula is a calculation entered into a cell in a spreadsheet, and a function is a predefined calculation available in your spreadsheet software of choice. So to sum everything up, Excel has become the leading spreadsheet software. You can count on this session to help familiarize yourself with the Excel user interface, and let's keep taking your spreadsheet knowledge beyond what you thought was possible.